Muy buenos días de nuevo para todos. Muchísimas gracias pues, a las personas que iniciaron puntualmente, a los que están conectados. Gracias por conectarse de nuevo a estos agrotalks de Expo Agrofuturo que hemos estado realizando durante los últimos 4 meses. Pues uno de los objetivos de la feria es la transferencia de conocimiento y también lo hacemos porque hemos visto una muy buena receptividad por parte de ustedes. Entonces agradecemos a todas las personas que se están conectando cada 8 días con estas charlas. El día de hoy tenemos como invitados a la empresa Cma Cgm. Le voy a dar paso en estos momentos a Gina Castro. Gina es gerente comercial de Cma Cgm Colombia. Es profesional en economía y máster en comercio internacional con 17 años de experiencia en el sector marítimo. Ella nos va a dar una introducción y posteriormente pues le va a dar paso al señor Julian Carbunaru, quien es la persona que se va a encargar el día de hoy de estar dictando este agrotalk, quien va a hablar sobre el transporte sostenible de perecederos desde Colombia. Entonces, Gina, bienvenida y muchísimas gracias.
Jimena, muy buenos días. Muchas gracias a Expo Agrofuturo por esta invitación. Buenos días a todos nuestros clientes, nuestros asociados de negocio. Queremos darles la bienvenida a este espacio de Agrotalk, hoy con un tema muy interesante, muy importante para toda nuestra audiencia, que tiene que ver con la sostenibilidad en el transporte de los perecederos, con las tecnologías que tenemos disponible para acompañar a mercados crecientes como el mercado colombiano y la zona en general en Latinoamérica. Entonces, para Cma Cgm es un placer tenerlos a todos a ustedes el día de hoy, esta audiencia, y quiero darle paso a nuestro gerente experto técnico Reefer de nuestra oficina principal en Marsella, quien nos acompaña hoy. Él ya ha estado aquí en Colombia con nosotros, compartiendo con algunos de ustedes nuestros clientes, ha estado haciendo acompañamientos también con varios desarrollos y casos de éxito que hemos tenido en Cma Cgm, así que sin mayores preámbulos, Julian, buenos días y bienvenido a este espacio. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you very much, Gina, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon if you are on other meridians. I would like to already start the presentation. Once again, I'm very happy to be here with you. Virtually, indeed. Previous years, I've been in Medellin and Bogota. But this year, unfortunately, the sanitary situation does not allow us to meet in person. However, let's hope that we can go with very nicely, and the purpose of the meeting can be achieved also online. Let me.
Julian, so just the presentation, it's going to be in English, but the questions will be in Spanish. So, para toda nuestra audiencia, la presentación está en inglés. Les podemos compartir posteriormente los slides y haremos toda la sesión de preguntas y respuestas en español para mayor facilidad.
Okay, I hope that you can see my screen now, right? Okay. So I was naming my presentation as Sustainable Transport out of Colombia, and everything around the presentation is to do how we are going to export perishable cargo out Colombia using the most sustainable modalities. First of all, I would like to do an introduction of Cma Cgm Group and of our chairman and CEO, Mr. Rodolphe Saade. Chairman since 2017, with taking over from his father, Mr. Jacques Saade, which is his late father by now. Now, over the last 3 years, Rodolphe Saade has made several steps which give us a bit of directions of our group. First of all was the digital transformation, which is something our group is very much focusing into it. Then was acquisition of Siva Logistic, which is a major player in logistic, in the world leader logistics, in logistics. Then was also pushing the Cma Cgm Group, but also try to become as a visionary in the industry regarding transition towards sustainable energy. I will speak further more with this. And he is working on this transition together with the French President, Emmanuel Macron. Our values. So Cma Cgm values, boldness. We try to exceed one's limit. Initiative, daring to progress. Most of you have heard that a couple of weeks ago, Cma Cgm has launched the first, the largest container ship vessel fueled by LNG. Integrity, respecting others. This is very important for us. If you want to be respected, respect others first. And imagination. Our strategy is built on 6 pillars. First of all, strengthening human expertise. Second, and this is very important for our customer centricity. Our goal is to become, to be benchmark in the industry in respect of customer relations. First of all, through innovation and services offered to you. Another pillar is social and the environmental responsibility. Committed to family and human values, we strive daily to develop our activities in a responsible and sustainable manner to create a better world for future generation. Development of maritime transport and logistics solutions, innovation and digitalization, and of course, the business needs to be profitable. Several key figures of Cma Cgm Group. First of all, Cma Cgm operates present in 285 lines. We have over 110,000 staff members around the world. Our capacity is 2.7 million TEU, which is basically is a figure which is based on 2019. 2020 is basically increasing. That one has increased. 420 calls in 160 countries, present in 160 countries. We transported 21.6 million TEUs. We operate 45 terminals. We manage 45 terminals. We have 755 offices worldwide, 500 vessels, and a revenue of over $30 billion. Now, we have the transport group. You may split it in several apart activities. First of all, shipping companies. First is Cma Cgm, but we have also ANL. We have APL, CNC, which is Asian carrier, Mercosul in Brazil, and container ships in Europe on short sea. Export activities, we have CMA Terminals and Terminal Link. Logistics, Siva and Progeco, which is our inland off-dock depot and off-dock terminals. And the support activities is CMA ships operating and administrating the vessels. Among our latest achievements, basically speaking over the last months, we deal with the COVID-19. So Cma Cgm has set a maritime bridge and shipped several hundred millions of face masks to France. As you may remember, although today the situation of the masks has improved over worldwide, there have been huge shortages earlier this year, and we created that maritime bridge. In July, Cma Cgm Group commit to fight illicit trafficking in protected species, and the figure there is relevant, basically to protect the forest and the tropical forest especially. As well, in July 2020, we have pursued to promote transportation that is more respectful to the people and to the planet, with a new strategy based on 3 commitments: acting for people, acting for planet, and acting for responsible trade. August 2020, you may remember, beginning of August 2020, a huge explosion caused by an accumulation of chemical products inside of the port of Beirut has created large damages in Beirut and around Beirut. We created a humanitarian ship for Lebanon, which was sailing out of Marseille with medical and hygiene equipment, vehicles, building materials and temporary housing, and of course food. It was created as a food bank in Marseille for everyone to be there. The ship has been arriving in Lebanon and has been welcomed by our CEO Rodolphe Sadet, together with French President Emmanuel Macron. In September 2020, the financial figures for the second quarter of 2020 have been released. So the period between April and July inclusive, April and June exclusive, excuse me. And the financial figures have shown a very strong operating performance, and the premises for even better future period. I anticipated a bit about our legacy towards environment. Basically, we are looking for energy transition. How to make sure that the energy we are using and the act of shipping is green. First of all, Cma Cgm will not use, and has been clearly said, will not use the Northern Sea route, which has been proposed to cut off the transit times between Far East and Europe. Cma Cgm will give priority to LNG to power its future ships. As I said, the largest container ship of 24,000 TEU has been launched 2 weeks ago, is now on its maiden voyage towards Europe. we were the first container shipping company which we were testing biofuel made out of recycled oils, vegetable oils, and forest residues. Meantime, Cma Cgm has signed an agreement with Shell, the giant oil or fuel supplier, to supply its fleet with tens of thousands of tons of marine biofuel. Also, Cma Cgm has joined the forces with a company called Energy Observer, and we are now going around the world with the first hydrogen-powered vessel to experiment, test, and develop this solution, which is found as being the future hydrogen. But also is a combination with tidal, solar, and wind power. So is a total combination of energy and resourcing of energy out of atmosphere. As we discussed, an international coalition has been set in favor of energy transition towards the emerging of more competitive and less carbon intensive energy in transport. This one has been initiated along with French presidency. Regarding what has been achieved on respect of CO2 emission. Between 2005 and 2015, the group achieved a reduction of 50% on CO2 emissions per container. And this one is expected, and the target is to reduce with another 30% by 2025. For all these steps and I would say challenges, Cma Cgm received for the 5th consecutive year gold recognition level from EcoVadis, which is a specialized board on assessing our way towards the energy transition and towards a green energy transition. The second part of my presentation, okay, is related. I would like to present you a bit what is the global market and perishable transport evolution. And for that, on the left graph here, we have the trade of perishable reefer cargoes. Okay, so basically this includes what is going sea, like container, reefer vessels, but what is going on the land and on the flight. Basically, in 2019, have been shipped 243 million tons of refrigerated cargo. Out of this, seaborne have been 131 millions and increased 3% versus previous year. Now, what speaks this 3%? Basically, shows conversion towards seaborne of products which have been previously shipped either by air or even by road. Now, seaborne perishable cargo has been traditionally shipped with 2 methods. One is by container, and the second one by conventional reefer vessel. Now, if we go back in time, 15 years ago, there were more than 60% of the cargo transported via conventional vessels and only 40% by container. 5 years ago, this ratio became
Y
5 years ago, this has become on pair. So basically, we were very close and exceeded by a bit the conventional vessel volumes. Today, in 2020, we are almost 83% out of the seaborne refrigerated cargo is transported by container and expected by 2023 to exceed 85%. So basically, the trend is clear that containerization will be easy replacing the maybe not in totality, but the conversion is still ongoing from reefer vessel towards container. So just to conclude this reefer vessel and the way how we split between reefer vessel and container, seaborne cargo, sorry. Basically, in 2019, have been 243 million tons shipped worldwide. As I said, this year expected 250 millions, out of them 135 by sea, meaning about 55% of perishable cargo. In reefer, sorry, here is 81%, actually is 83%. And this represents 112 million tons. And reefer conventional vessels are decreasing. What about Cma Cgm reefer activity? So now from this moment on, we speak only for about Cma Cgm. Okay, reefer activity. As reefer activity, Cma Cgm is the second largest reefer carrier in the world. We have the reefer activity as a standalone line with specialists in over 85 countries around the world. We have 300,000 plugs on board of the available on over 200 liners, 410 reefer TEUs, equivalent with 214 reefer containers. So we have 214,000 reefer containers. Out of capacity, Cma Cgm offers 20% as reefer capacity using reefer plugs. Our fleet has an average of 7 years, and the equipment which we could offer includes equipment able to do control atmosphere, cold treatment, and also very low temperature, ultra low temperature with -40 degrees and lower. Also, our reefer containers are manufactured with utmost care and using eco-friendly solutions. Now, a bit of ABC basics of the reefer containers. Now, reefer containers are those containers used for transportation of temperature-sensitive cargo. I think this is a very basic statement. Now, another statement, reefer containers are able to maintain the appropriate conditions required ashore, on board or during land transport. They are not designed to lower the temperature in a I would say, in a very sustainable manner, meaning that the energy consumed to lower the temperature on the container is not the same as done on the cold stores ashore. Here are several statements about the reefer containers. Basically, the way how reefer is controlling the temperature is based on the temperature on the set temperature required. Basically, for frozen cargo, the temperature is controlled by the air which is returned to the machinery, and for chill mode, the temperature is analyzing the temperature which is supplied to the container. Both of them are so based on this controlling temperature, also the value of the temperature within the cargo is maybe different. For Colombia, which is a very heavily exporting chilled cargo, meaning fruits mainly, everybody should be aware that the temperature which you ask us to book, is the temperature of the air which is supplied to the container. It's not necessarily the temperature of the cargo. Temperature of the cargo is in general half degree, 0.7, 1 degree higher than the set point. One should take in account these differences. There are several. There is in the right hand, there is a small sketch showing a cross section through a reefer container, and I would like to explain a bit what happens there. First of all, the way how the air is going is supplied under the T-bar floor, so under the cargo area, and the stowage of the cargo should be done on the same way that allows the air to pass through all the cargo, meaning the cargo should now go till the rear doors, meaning a space should be assured between the last pallet and the doors, and the cargo should be loaded towards the center, not towards the walls. Why? Because the air should be allowed to circulate between the carton or the pallet and the wall. Even if it's a centimeter there, that one will allow the between the wall and the pallet like a cold curtain, meaning that the heat from outside is not influencing the cargo. Furthermore, the cargo, every single container is provided with a red line showing how high could cargo be loaded. Never exceed that line. As you see on this box, on this line, the blue arrows are showing as well the air should return from the upper side of the container. Okay, we spoke about this. What about the human resources? For human resources, we have Global Reefer Technical and Services, which is a global team with the presence in Europe, Asia, Latam, and Africa, supporting Cma Cgm Group reefer sales and in general reefer activity. I am globally leading this team. We have tremendous passionate people on this team. Among them, 2 reefer specialists are dedicated to activity in Latin America. So basically from Mexico till from Mexico until Chile. What is their mission is to assure the right operations from loading to discharging warehouses, providing consultancy regarding settings, options, best practices, and also providing consultancy about what would be the best, what would be the right way to do. Of course, we cannot be, we don't know all the time everything, and we learn from you as well. So is not one is a kind of communication where we will try to pass you some information, but we would like as well to learn from you. This is a very flexible and is a very moving activity, and we have to observe it as such. GRTS is also providing, GRTS stands for Global Reefer Technical Services, provides as well follow-up for sensitive cargo. For example, CA shipments are followed through the terminals and through the vessels by obtaining daily readings to make sure that through the journey we comply with the shipping instructions, and every single deviation is escalated to the level of reefer expert. Besides the manual, I would say, follow-up and the expert follow-up, thanks to remote monitoring system, sensitive cargo containers could be subject of surveillance by our fleet center. Our fleet center is operated 24/7 and located in Marseille, Singapore, and Miami. So when one is up, the other one can go to sleep. So is equally, Singapore is 6 hours in front of Marseille, and Miami is 6 hours behind Marseille. So basically, we are covering around the clock without working nights, and start going to service centers all around the world. Now, we put a special emphasis and attention to the way containers are prepared before launching them to the shipper. What happens with the container before being released? Actually, the container is washed. There are different methods of washing following requirements, but also the internal standards of cleanliness. Then the container is inspected for technical, to see if is technical sound. The machinery and the box will be thoroughly tested, and repairs might be carried out to assure that the container is technically sound. Besides this, Colombia, which is specialized on exporting controlled atmosphere cargo, is actually all the containers released for controlled atmosphere are subject of pressure decay test, meaning entachety test. And before releasing the container is set as per your shipping instruction. Going to the specific Colombian reefer offer. Here is a pie showing what is exported out of Colombia by Cma Cgm. We excluded banana because otherwise banana is 4 times higher than the rest of volumes. But from excluding banana, we see that we had the largest product exported out of Colombia is avocado. This avocado is going in great majority with containers under controlled atmosphere. Another large portion of our pie is flowers, a market where Cma Cgm is looking to develop further and further, and we develop markets not only out of Latin America, but also out of Africa and South Europe. Other cargos, we export meat, frozen meat. We export lime citrus in general, passion fruit and physalis, pharma, where Cma Cgm is one of the specialists of the products, Cma Cgm having a specific pharma division within reefer department, frozen shrimps, and also confectionery. Let's look a bit on avocado. This is a map showing the production areas of avocado. By far, the biggest production area is Antioquia, and as you see, all the production areas, and I think that everybody is well aware, are located in somehow in center of Colombia, meaning that this avocado, before going to the sea, has to employ a large way on the land. And we will see how we do that. Avocado has been transported traditionally by air for many years. These days, I think that one is past, and most majority of the avocado is shipped by sea. But there are some restrictions here. When it's shipped by sea, you have to use a very good temperature control, but also on most majority of the cases, we have to employ controlled atmosphere. Cma Cgm Group has been shipping avocado from various parts of the world, and avocado accounts as for the largest volume of commodities shipped under controlled atmosphere portfolio. Using our new fleet of reefers, of CA reefers, we have achieved interesting milestones, and I would like to bring to your attention those shipments which have been giving perfect results, with a cargo out turning in perfect condition after more than 6 weeks on following trades: Cartagena, Moscow, and Cartagena, Jebel Ali. We do often Cartagena, Jeddah, or Cartagena, North Europe, but those are far shorter. So I was speaking only about these which are really posing challenges of transshipments. We ship about intermodal regarding Moscow, as is not a port, is located 900 kilometers from the closest seaport. So you have to assure also the inland transportation. Everything was going very well, and I would like to congratulate the sale team from Colombia, from Bogota and Medellin, for help and for real pursuing these shipments, and with a lot of passion. I must say, a lot of passion. As I was anticipating and discussed on the pie chart, we are doing, and we have developed more, and we are on trend of developing the flour transportation overseas using sea container. Now, over the last year, I would say, we did a lot of shipments where door to door we exceeded 4 weeks. Just as a small information, we have applied, and we have a kind of, not patented, I wouldn't say patented, but we applied some techniques of shipping them where we achieved that during the transportation of the flowers, the respiration of those, meaning aging of the flowers, have been reduced with 50%. I'm not sure if does look much, this one, but this achievement allowed us that after 35 days, upon opening the container, what we have seen and what the customers have seen, a good bud appearance, Impact of botrytis, which is the one way killing the flowers, has been much more reduced. And also the stem of the flower has been very well hydrated. Okay, this is upon arrival. However, the flower needs to rest in the vase as well. So it has to be distributed to the market. And from there, the end consumer places the roses and the flowers in the vase, and he would like to have several days the flowers fresh. What was our experience? Vase time exceeded 12 days. So from the moment when the consumer was buying the flower, placing it in the vase, an average 12 days, so almost 2 weeks, those flowers have been on shining and with a good appearance. How we can do this? Both avocado and flowers for long distances, we did it by using our brand Climactive, and we are using so-called Climactive Active and Climactive Passive. These two solutions could be detailed to you, and could the right option if you contact your local sales in Bogota, in the office in Bogota, but also in Medellin, will provide you enough information for you to select what is the best. Speaking about this control atmosphere, what actually is doing? Basically, the control atmosphere, to maintain the product freshness during transport, we need to do what? We need to reduce the respiration rate. What happens with the fruits when they respire? When they respire, they oxidize themselves, consume the flesh, the material of the sugar and the material of which the fruit is composed. So basically, less you oxidize the fruit, more shelf life will have. We cannot improve the shelf life. This is for sure. But what we could do, we could optimize that shelf life that by applying these different techniques, we can stretch the borders of the shelf life. What would be your benefits? First of all, as I said, you can go further with your cargo. I was mentioning Jebel Ali. I was mentioning I was mentioning Moscow, basically North Russia and North Europe in general. But also there are opportunities regarding China now, Japan, Korea. So all these are new markets which could be well exploited out of Colombia. Another benefit is that this is a totally organic way of basically preserving the fruits. There is no chemical treatment needed anymore. There is no fumigation. There is no dipping in chemical solution to prevent ethylene producing or certain diseases occurrence. And so that one again is part of our legacy and our choice of respecting the environment and respecting the human being in general. Oh, excuse me. Now, as I discussed about avocado, this avocado is located in center of Colombia, center south. So in order to ship this avocado out of Colombia, you need to put it, you need to transport it over the land. Now, what Cma Cgm can do? is offering you the container plus the genset. Now, this genset is a generator which is providing the container the power. So during the trip, during the inland trip, which could take 2 days, as you may know, it is supplied all the time, so the cargo doesn't increase. The temperature of the cargo doesn't increase. But okay, this is the power. However, what we could provide is the assistant 24/7, and also the temperature of the cargo is monitored and reported every 3 hours. On export, of course, there is the transport from cold store to sea terminal could be done by refrigerated truck, but also by the chassis and the generator set, which will supply the energy, as I mentioned. For import cargo, we provide, Cma Cgm is providing the reefers on the chassis, including empties, returned on the empties to the port. Benefits by using Cma Cgm inland transport, very competitive tariffs, a large availability of trucks, chassis, and gensets, and is basically container usage from cold store to the port. So avoid the cross-docking inside of the cold store at Cartagena or in Santa Marta or Santa Marta. Okay. Okay, so far we discussed about control atmosphere, we discussed about refrigerated cargo in general, and about standard container. However, lately, about everything addressing basically the stuff like fresh fruits or frozen meat. However, I would like to bring to your attention a new system developed by Cma Cgm to transport with 2 other partners to transport liquids in bulk. Basically is a solution, we call it a reflex, where you could carry up to 26,000 liters in one trip. We could control the temperature as a reefer between -25 and +30 degrees. This solution is able to load and unload within 60 minutes. The solution is also we use a bag. This reflex basically is a flexi bag inside on the container, a flexi bag optimized for reefers, and is the single flexi bag which is approved by Cma Cgm to be loaded inside of the container.
Bueno, creo que tenemos aquí un tema técnico.
More
Jimena.
word is that is a fully recyclable.
Sí, hola, Gina.
Ya, creo que volvió nuestro expositor.
Ya, Julian. Bueno, igual ya vas a terminar.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm 1:45, yeah? I'm still in time, right?
Sí.
Now, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I would open the session question and answers. I would be gladly receiving your questions.
Julian, muchísimas gracias. Bueno, entonces en este momento abrimos el espacio para las preguntas y las respuestas. Aquí en el panel que ustedes encuentran a mano derecha pueden hacer esas preguntas o pueden dejarnos en el chat cualquier duda que tengan. En caso de que no podamos por tiempo responderlas, pues las pueden dejar y posteriormente el equipo de SMA se puede contactar con ustedes para la solución. De igual forma, esta presentación va a quedar publicada en Expo Agrofuturo, en el sitio de Expo Agrofuturo, entonces ahí la pueden volver a ver o la pueden compartir con alguien que no se haya podido conectar el día de hoy. Esperemos entonces si hay alguna pregunta.
I would suggest, meantime, whilst we are we are waiting for questions, maybe Gina, you may complete me a bit more about the availability of the sales in Bogotá and in Medellín.
Sí, Julián, pues recordarle a todos nuestros clientes que estamos presentes en los 5 puertos en Colombia. Tenemos presencia con más de 12 servicios de línea que tienen excelentes tránsitos hacia Europa, hacia Estados Unidos, hacia Asia, Middle East, utilizando, por supuesto, para el transporte de perecederos toda esta tecnología que tenemos al alcance de nuestros clientes. Tenemos recaladas de nuestros barcos en Buenaventura, Turbo, Barranquilla, Santa Marta y Cartagena, así que tenemos un abanico completo de opciones para ustedes. Nuestro servicio intermodal que incluye nuestros propios gensets y toda una cadena de servicios de valor agregado para nuestros clientes, tanto de todos los productos agrícolas perecederos y especialmente unos paquetes diseñados para nuestros clientes de aguacate que están iniciando una temporada muy importante de exportación.
Gina, ¿a qué contacto podrían las personas comunicarse en caso de que estén interesados en tener más información desde la oficina de Bogotá o de Colombia?
Bueno, tenemos en nuestra gerencia de exportaciones, se encuentra Pamela Posada, aquí en Bogotá. En la oficina de Medellín tenemos a Estela Naranjo, líder de la oficina, y a Yadira Castro. Y tenemos todo nuestro equipo de Sales Support a nivel nacional, liderado por Luisa Guzmán, que si me permiten les puedo poner aquí ya mismo sus contactos en nuestra página web www.Cma Cgm.com. Ahí encuentran en Oficinas Colombia y están todos los detalles de nuestros teléfonos fijos y celulares, así como también nos pueden encontrar en todas las redes sociales, Instagram, Facebook.
Perfecto, Gina, muchísimas gracias. Igual la puedes dejar ahí en el chat también como el sitio web para que las personas lo vean. Tenemos en estos momentos pues 2 comentarios. Primero, Luisa Pinillo te agradece, Julian, pues por la presentación y por el tiempo. Y Erika Parr pregunta, ¿cuál es el costo de transporte o qué tienen en cuenta para el cobro de transporte?
Disculpa, no. Can you say again, please?
Erika Parra pregunta cuál es el costo de transporte o qué se debe tener en cuenta para el cobro de este transporte.
I think I leave Gina to answer this one.
Sí, bueno, la tarifa o lo que llamamos nosotros el flete oceánico, que es el costo o la tarifa que tenemos para nuestros clientes de un punto A a un punto B, está basada en varios componentes, ¿no? Tenemos un componente de combustible, tenemos un componente del tamaño del buque, de la viabilidad operativa de los puertos donde va ese buque, del tránsito que toma ese buque, es decir, la composición de un flete oceánico tiene varios componentes y al final resulta pues una tarifa que se ofrece tanto para la carga seca como para la carga refrigerada. En el caso de los contenedores reefer, pues obviamente requieren unos servicios adicionales como una conexión a energía permanente tanto en los terminales como a bordo de los buques. Cuando hablamos de un contenedor de tecnología especial de atmósfera controlada, por ejemplo, además esa es una tecnología adicional o tiene un costo premium sobre el flete sobre ese flete del reefer. Entonces digamos que el costo de la tarifa depende de muchos variables y factores, pero básicamente está constituida por estas cosas que te acabo de mencionar y por unos coeficientes, porque los costos de operación de nuestras naves no son los mismos en todos los servicios, no es lo mismo un buque que va de la costa pacífica de Sudamérica a Europa o de Asia a Europa o en el intralatam que ya llamamos dentro de América. Tenemos diferentes tamaños de buques, diferentes tiempos de tránsito, diferentes terminales y situaciones operativas en cada servicio que al final suman en una serie de componentes que constituyen la tarifa o el flete oceánico, más en el caso de los perecederos las tecnologías pues que estemos utilizando.
Listo, Gina, muchísimas gracias. Aquí Gustavo Herrera nos hace otra pregunta que es, ¿han tenido problemas de acumulación de condensación en contenedores CA?
So I hear you very badly, Jimena. I'm sorry about that. So we speak about what is the accumulation of water, of condensation inside of the CA container.
If you have had any problem with this.
Julian,
First of all-
customer is asking that he has some condensation problems on the CA technology.
Yeah, and I understood that I'm going.
If we have some kind of those problems using CA technology.
Yes, but that one has nothing to do. Is not related with CA, in my opinion. And yes, we had once in a while problems with CA with condensation inside of the container. Very important, and I must say that this one is capital and shouldn't be done ever. Is that the container when is loaded must not work. So the container, el contenedor es parado cuando se carga. This is very important. Why? Because of condensation, the air is condensing, entering the container, condensing, and that one will drop inside of the container and will remain there. The container won't dry the water which remains there. So if the water is on the T-bar floor, under the T-bar floor, will drop inside of the container and won't be eliminated, unfortunately. And that one will leave room to mold and also to wet cartons. I don't think that will affect too much the cargo, but definitely some wet cartons may be encountered. This is one. The second one is the way how the cargo is stored inside of the container. As I discussed and I presented, the air circulation through the container is paramount. If the air doesn't circulate in the container, the fruit is condensing, the water is dropping, that's it. Okay, I've seen now the message. I'm speaking about the water of the dehydration of the cargo. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, sorry about misunderstanding. Myself, I thought something, we discussed about something else. Now, it is very normal that the water, due to the respiration of the cargo, the weight is reduced. Years ago, I did a comparison between standard container was banana in that moment. In North Europe, the difference between a container, so we basically weighted some cartons with bananas at origins, and then after 28 days, and in North Europe, in Sweden actually, what was the difference between CA and non-CA standard containers? And we found that banana was losing 2% of its weight with CA and more than 5% if it was in the standard container. Now, the weight lost is something natural and can be avoided. It has to do with respiration of the cargo. It's losing mass, but I never heard of something like shriveling, where the cargo becomes, where the avocado, let's say, becomes is shrinking. No, that one I didn't, and I would be very curious because that one is related with the fruit itself and not to the machinery. I hope that I answered your question to the full extent.
Julian, muchísimas gracias. Pues por temas de tiempo ya debemos ir finalizando, agradecemos a todas las personas que se conectaron a esta charla del día de hoy, a Gina, a Julian, a María Paula, a todas las personas del equipo de CMA que nos apoyaron en la gestión de esta charla. Le doy pues la palabra a Julian primero para que dé un mensaje final y después a Gina.
Thank you very much for offering me the chance to present today in Agrotalks. A pleasure, and I'm looking forward to meet you next year in person.
Gracias, Julián. Gina, tienes el micrófono.
Bueno, pues nuevamente agradecer a Expo Agrofuturo, agradecer por estos espacios de Agrotalk bastante importantes e ilustrativos para nuestros clientes. Gracias a todos nuestros clientes y asociados de negocio que se conectaron con nosotros. Y bueno, esperamos que la próxima vez las circunstancias sean mejores para que podamos retomar estas sesiones face to face personalmente y cuenten con Cma Cgm como un aliado de negocio para el desarrollo de perecederos en Colombia. Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ustedes por la participación, a ustedes también por esta charla. Les deseamos un feliz resto de día.
Muchísimas gracias. Hasta luego.